Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry, and as we get into tonight's free video, I wanted to stay focused on SPX. It's really been a point of focus for many traders, and it's also a space where I feel like I've seen pretty decent roadmaps or a technical point of view that has been generally well respected. And in tonight's video, I want to show you how you can tie that into some sentiment readings. But it mostly starts down here at this 39.17. This has been a spot that we've been watching for support for several sessions. And as you printed down into it on Friday, that zone held pretty well. Marches up to close here around 39.70 on Friday. But, really the point I have to show you here is when you get the gap that begins the week, right? Because it is a true gap, opening well above the previous session's high. And that move takes you right into one of the most important levels in the current market. You can see I have this marked off as major resistance. So what's one thing that beginner traders will tend to do? Well, they tend to chase moves. So after support held and you pop right up into that big area of resistance, notice what the put-call ratio did. Right? The put-call ratio opens up down here around 0.6, and the logic you're using with this, and there are some assumptions made with this, but if you follow it, I assure you it will help you make better decisions in certain spots. But when you gap up into technical resistance and the put-call ratio is down near 0.6, that generally shows us that market participants could be chasing it through the purchase of calls, and that's usually not going to work. So you can see that did see resistance at the 4K hold, a little bit of a down day for the move. And if you look at that and maybe it's your first time to consider it, look at this bar. This is the 22nd. You see how the lowest reading of that was there at 0.63, and that is much lower or much more extreme, or you could also say it is more complacent than all of its peers. Well, if you take that 322 and come look at it in SPY, look at what a big down day that was. So I just continue to find this to be an important part of using market sentiment to try and help make my best trading decisions, and then to take the analysis one step further. Now, I do not think this is exactly how it's going to play out, but to try to give you something helpful to tie that into what maybe will happen on Tuesday, let's just for the sake of discussion say that you get a 27.35, something like that, point move lower to start Tuesday, that essentially the SPX gets that big gap but comes into something that can use 39.50 as support. If that half-point strike is going to hold as support, it would be easiest to see that work with a put-call ratio that exploded higher. It probably won't, because that would be a modest move lower. But say you get that gap down here, put-call ratio is somewhere up here, that's where I am going to try to sell puts, and that's what I've got heading into Tuesday. So, as always, I hope you find the review helpful. You guys trade well, and I'll see you in the next free video. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.